Hi, welcome back to the Running Master. My name's Dan. If you saw last week's video, you'll know that I've been struggling with a calf injury, mainly brought on by me racing back into intense training immediately following a bit of a knee injury. So and then I ended up pulling a calf muscle. So what I've been doing is taken all the intensity out of my running, gone right back to basics, and I'm currently doing a run walk program, which has actually been quite enlightening. As I said in the previous video, I've never done anything like this before. I've never done a Couch to 5K. So it's been quite an enlightening experience, and along the way I've made quite a number of discoveries which I think will benefit both new runners and experienced runners in doing this kind of training. So this is day 2 of the run walk trial. Managed to keep it going for 2 whole days consecutively, so go me. Yeah, I woke up this morning and no ill effects from yesterday's run walk, which I kind of guessed there wouldn't be, having taken all of the speed and the distance out of the training. So today's been fine. Got a second day going, and that's the important thing, is just trying to keep this going over consecutive days where possible. I don't see any reason why I can't make half an hour just to get out. I mean, people who are doing Couch to 5K are, so there's no reason why I can't either. Today's walking bits actually haven't been too bad. I think yesterday when I did the first one, I hadn't really planned out a route or anything, so I just went round and round the park, a bit like I did on one of the running videos. You know, it was pretty dull. God, walking is boring when you're on your own. Actually coming out and taking a walk, different things to see, different locations is good. Watch is beeping, time to go for a little run. But yeah, it's been good, and I'm enjoying running again. Day 3 of the run walk. I've now just done 2 runs. I've done a 4-minute walk, and I'm about halfway through the second walk. So first things I've discovered is that, as you can probably see, it's a little bit darker out here. Cars have got their lights on. Reason for that is I've had a pretty busy day today, and so this is the first opportunity that I've got to get out and do the run today. Now obviously squeezing in a run can sometimes be quite difficult, but doing this is fantastic. Now I've actually just had a fairly substantial meal. Normally I wouldn't even dream of going for a run immediately after a meal. You know, you don't want to wait a little while before you do anything, but actually most of the time I'm just walking, and actually it's quite a nice thing to walk off a meal afterwards. So the 60 seconds of running obviously isn't massively fast either. Apologies for the road noise if you've got that, but it's still quite busy out. So yeah, I would never think about going for a run, but obviously I'm only doing a short run between the walking, and so yeah, it's actually fine to do it immediately after eating. So squeezing in this half an hour really isn't as much of an effort as I thought it was going to be. I think the other thing to say is I'm actually quite surprised how warm you get just going out for a brisk walk with a few light jogs in the middle. I came out, obviously you can see, in a sweatshirt because I thought it would be a bit chilly doing a lot of walking, but actually I've kind of got a little bit of a sweat on actually. So yeah, it's actually a fairly decent little bit of exercise as well, which is quite handy. So anyway, that's the end of day 3. Looking forward to day 4 tomorrow. Hi, so this is day 4 of the run walk experience. Today I ditched the sweatshirt in favour of a t-shirt. It's a nice pleasant evening, so I've learnt from yesterday, and this makes for a much nicer experience just in a t-shirt. So today's learning experience from this, and this is the good one for people who are doing Couch to 5K, is that I actually switched round the run and the walk element. So previously I was starting off with a 1-minute run and then a 4-minute walk, and today I've switched it round, so I'm actually doing the walk element first and then the run afterwards. And I did that because I found that starting from cold, doing the 1 minute kind of made everything feel everything just felt a little bit tight, a little bit clunky, and I wasn't really kind of enjoying it as much. It was fine once you got past the first one, but the first one wasn't as much fun. So I am doing the 4-minute walk first and then the 1-minute run, and it's made for a much more enjoyable experience, because the first 4 minutes I get to just stride out a little bit, see what's feeling tight, and maybe just alter my stride a little bit, just to kind of give those muscles a bit of a stretch before I actually get into the run element. So it's all been good. I'm currently in the 5th, I think, walk part, so only a couple more bits to do, and that'll be day 4 done. See you tomorrow for day 5. Halfway through day 5 of this run walk session, or as I've changed it round, and now the walk run session. Nothing really to report today, no major discoveries or pearls of wisdom to share, but today is normally a squad day, so I have actually come to where the squad are going to be training. Going to get my session done first, and then I'm going to train with them in a second. Garmin's beeping, time for a run. So I'm going to go and do that with the guys tonight. I'm obviously not going to train with them, but I'm going to do the warm-up and drills. So going to get this session finished. I've come here a little bit earlier, and we'll join up with them in a bit. Into day 6, and I've got 2 bits of information that I've discovered since doing this, and this is more for the people who are regular runners. In doing this, I have really sort of taken the pressure off myself in terms of what I should be doing. So I said before, I went back into training far too quickly, and last night I met up with the squad and, you know, watched them do their training. And did I miss it? Well, of course I missed it. I really wanted to be running with them, but I just knew that it was a bad idea for me to be doing any of that kind of running right now. What I needed to be doing is just what I'm doing in this walk run. So what I'm trying to say here is, you know, take the pressure off yourself. If you're struggling with your running, struggling with injuries, take the pressure off yourself. I've set myself a target of going right to the bottom of the ladder, pretty much. All I'm doing is 1 minute of running and 4 minutes of walking. So I'm really not doing very much at all. And I'm not feeling like I really should be going out and doing those miles. I think if I said to myself I need to be doing so many miles or doing a certain pace, and I can't do it, then I'm going to get frustrated. The second thing, which is actually kind of related to the first, which is that if you do find yourself injured, do something. If you're not on crutches and you're actually able to do some sort of walking or moving around, do it, because actually just getting out of the house is just fantastic in terms of making you feel good and just making you feel like you've done something. Today it's a lovely warm day. It's not massively sunny, but it's quite warm out, and so just getting outside, trying to get a little bit of fresh air, makes you feel good. So I'd recommend doing that as well. Tomorrow will be day 7, and that'll be the end of the first week of this walk run experiment. So I need to have a think about how I'm going to change it up for the following week. So I'll be back tomorrow to explain what I'm going to be doing. And that brings me to the 7th and final run walk of this week. Obviously only the 6th one of this particular video, but the 7th of this series. So next week I want to change it up. But first, quick summary on the things that I've learned. First up, if you're new to running and doing the run walk, turn it into a walk run instead, because that first walking bit will really help you to just stretch out a bit. It's really, really important that you stretch and warm up. So if you're not going to be doing that before you go out for your run walk, make sure that your first bit is a walk, so that you can help to stretch a little bit more and get your muscles a bit looser before you do any kind of running. Second one is for new runners and experienced runners. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't worry if you have to come back, take a step back and have to repeat something because it's not kind of working the way you want it to. So if you're a new runner and you're doing the Couch to 5K, and you get to a point where you feel like you're not progressing or it's hard, take a step back, take the pressure off. Don't feel that you have to keep going. And if you're a seasoned runner, experienced runner, and you get injured, you know, take your foot off the gas for a bit, you know, take a step back, enjoy it, do some walking, maybe a little bit of running if you can. And finally, the last little bit is you can do half an hour of exercise. You can get out there pretty much daily. Life does get in the way, but you can always find that time, irrespective of whether you've just had something to eat, whether you've just woken up in the morning, whether it's last thing at night. You can get out there and do that half an hour, even if it is just a walk. So get out there and do it. So what's next for me? Well, I've done 6 minutes of running over these sessions. So that's 360 seconds of running. Now the received wisdom is that you should only increase by about 10% each week when you're doing miles. So if that's the benchmark, it would mean that I'd be only adding another 36 seconds of running, and it's going to take me forever. So I'm not going to be rushing into anything, but I think if I just slightly adjust what I'm doing and do maybe 2 minutes of running and 4 minutes of walking, that'll give me 6 seconds. I do that 5 times, 6 minutes. I do that 5 times, and that'll be my 30 minutes in total, and include 10 minutes of running. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you found some tips there, and I'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching, and take care.